The universe is the whole, composed both of what is perceived and of what is not yet perceived. What will never be perceived will never exist. There is the mechanism that perceives and the mechanism that interprets. In the interpretative mechanism are present both reasoning and the deduction contained within it. An explainable result is based on repeated experiments, and the conclusions drawn from them establish rules. However, these rules serve only as initial guidelines, offering no guarantee of infallibility. Understanding cannot always be fully explained. A being may act without being able to justify its action, even if it knew it needed to act in that way. This is what we call intuition in action. Intuition explains itself, but it does not justify the actions, nor the phenomena surrounding it. Even so, there is science behind intuitive movements. Using scientific techniques to understand and explain the results of an intuitive movement aims to expand knowledge about the reason for these movements and the very existence of things. Every explanation depends on an interpretation. This, in turn, occurs within an interpretative set that is part of the interpreter's universe and is limited by the instruments used to capture and analyze what was perceived. Translating an experience into a concept will never capture its full perceived totality. Among the main limitations of conceptualization is the difficulty of translating intuition. The spontaneous universe, by its fluid and unpredictable nature, resists translation. The produced universe, on the other hand, by following understandable sequences and consequences, proves more accessible to explanation. However, even this constructed universe contains mysteries about its origin and formation. What, then, can be said of the spontaneous universe, whose essence escapes logic and language? The limitation of understanding reveals the very limits of the one who understands. Transformative actions are conditioned by these limits, which also shape the agents of transformation themselves. All elements of the universe act as agents of this transformation, being interpreted on a scale ranging from their densest manifestation to their most subtle. The agent of transformation is also the interpreter of the results it generates. These results are perceived in environments that are sometimes restricted, sometimes expanded, depending on the interest the agent expresses at the moment. This interest, in turn, defines the limits of the agent, creating a paradox between limitation and the desire to understand. A limited agent is only capable of understanding the universe within the boundaries of its own limitation. Expanding understanding implies expanding these limits. Understanding the whole becomes possible only by transcending the barriers that define the agent itself. Breaking limits becomes possible only by transcending the limitations of understanding itself. In surpassing these limits, the agent dissolves everything that defined and restricted it. What emerges from this movement is the perfect indefinable, the eternal presence within oneself. Understanding this is taking a step toward full transmutation, something available, accessible, and absolutely possible.